Hi, and welcome to Best in Tesla News, episode 271. Tesla is showing off the future of sustainable charging stations, and Volkswagen is literally seeing their profits in China drop off a cliff, while Tesla's Model Ys are back to normal levels, and Tesla's Model 3 is leading the way in China. And Polestar is starting to close shop in China, and full self-driving continues to impress as Tesla, not Elon, but Tesla, doubling down on robotaxis in June. And we have some more Tesla haters becoming believers after they test driving the vehicles. And we have more countries shutting down hydrogen for transportation. And Tesla might have shown off their Optimus robot Gen 3. And we have the winner of the most economical electric vehicle to own. And can you guess which one it is? All of this and much more in today's episode. Start right in.
Let's put our living stereo stylus in this groove.
Tesla is getting close to opening a new huge charging station that will be a model for the future of sustainable charging stations. Soars shared a video, the first look at what will be the largest Tesla supercharger in the world. 168 stall supercharger, 11 megawatt of ground-mounted solar and canopies on 30 acres of land, 10 Tesla Megapacks with 39 megawatt hours of storage, multiple pull-through stalls for people towing, only 1.5 megawatt grid service ahead of future expansion, open later this year in Lost Hill, California. So this is actually very cool if you know how much power a station like this normally needs. The station is designed with a modest 1.5 megawatt grid connection, which is unusually small for a 168 stall supercharger. Typically, a 16 stall supercharger might use around 1.5 megawatt at peak, so this station would theoretically need about 10 times more grid power, potentially between 10 to 15 megawatt if it relied solely on the grid. By incorporating 11 megawatt of solar power from ground-mounted arrays and canopies and 39 megawatt hours of storage via 10 megapacks, the site can meet most of its energy needs independently. This reduces reliance on local grid, lower operational cost, and shield Tesla from fluctuating energy prices. Solar power also ensures that a significant portion of the energy used for the charging is from renewables. This reduces the carbon footprint of EV charging here, making this station a model for sustainable infrastructure. It also helps avoid the need of gas peaker plants, which are often used to handle peak grid demand and are less environmentally friendly, of course. So a very good showcase of what people normally say, that a charging station like this would suck the energy from the entire city. Well, not if it's being made with solar and batteries. Then this huge 168 stall charging station suddenly only draws as much power as a little 16 stall station. Very cool, and the station is already designed with future expansion in mind. So definitely a model for the future of sustainable charging stations. We had Volkswagen CEO in an interview this week talking about the state of the group's situation, and it's not looking too good for Volkswagen in China as the numbers are showing us. Alex shares his thought on the interview as he wrote, Volkswagen Group Oliver Blume CEO interview. Blume, it's a significantly tense risk situation for Volkswagen. No shit. Volkswagen Group CEO Oliver Porsche has confirmed the number of job cuts in an interview with Manager Magazine. In total, around 45,000 jobs are to be cut in Germany, he said, including around 34,000 for Volkswagen, as we heard before, and 7,500 for Audi, and just under 4,000 for Porsche. And as Blume said, if we scale our companies correctly, we will be competitive in Germany. Many divisions have only become visible through our cleanup work. the same applies to our potential. What we and the entire German auto industry are currently tackling is a Herculean task. The software is now on par with the competition. Sure, if you say so, Bloomer. As demonstrated by the numerous competitive tests won by specialist media. Our team is ready for the ascent. This is quite the contradictory message. Either you are on top and competitive, or you are ready for an ascent and on the foot of the mountain. But both together is literally impossible. Volkswagen Group is in deep trouble, and it will get worse. Yes, if they truly think they are on par with the competition in software, I think they are running with blinders on. Or they are specifically not talking about Teslas, but some of the other European competitors, and then that might be true. But yes, he is right in that it is an Herculean task they are standing in front of, and I'm not sure they are going to be able to overcome it. Because we can also see that Volkswagen is literally being killed in China as we speak. You know, when we always saying that something is dropping off a cliff, sometimes it might be a saturation, but not when it comes to Volkswagen in China and their profits, as AJ shared on X. This chart shows a trailing 12 month of China income to eliminate the quarter-over-quarter volatility. And you can see how the decrease has been accelerating. Volkswagen Group's China joint venture income dropped to just $400 million over the last 4 quarters. 2024 was a disaster year for Volkswagen in China. Now that is literally falling off a cliff. I mean, look at it. And as he also wrote, the key takeaway is that Volkswagen is done in China. This business won't provide upside to the group. Volkswagen is simply not competitive in the BEV and quickly growing RRV segment, so hybrids, while ICE market is shrinking rapidly. This makes Volkswagen increasingly vulnerable to weakness in other geographics, and that is what the Chinese are coming for, right? They have become the biggest car exporter in the world. Volkswagen Group's China business went from a cash cow to a non-needle mover. This chart shows you the quarter income from the Chinese business. You can see how both Q2 and Q4 were loss-making for Volkswagen last year. And Q4 is by far the strongest sales month in China, so for Volkswagen to be losing money in that quarter is not a good sign. In fact, Q4 was the second worst quarter in Volkswagen's over 40-year history in China. It is not looking good for Volkswagen in China. So Q1 2025 will probably be loss-making as well. But we only hear about how Tesla is having demand problem, not that Volkswagen is literally being killed in China. But if we look at Tesla sales, we can see here, as Ray for Tesla wrote, the Tesla Model 3 is the best-selling mid-size sedan in March in China, with almost 26,000 units delivered, almost 80% more than in the same period last year. Really impressive. For context, the popular ICE car, the Volkswagen Passat, ranked third on the list with 19,000 units sold. So Volkswagen can't even keep up in the sedan market to Tesla in China with their ICE cars. But another brand that is not doing so well in China as well is Polestar. Polestar is closing 72% of its stores in China and scaling back its presence in the country, including exiting of sales and marketing joint venture with local companies due to low demand for its cars. Polestar only sold 3,120 cars in China here in 2025. For reference, Tesla sold 135,000 units in Q1. So the brand that Ross Gerber thought would be the new Tesla sold 43 times less in China in Q1 than what Tesla did. Not easy doing what Tesla does. Remember, Polestar have had their very nice EVs on the road since 2020. So this is some serious trouble they are finding themselves in China together with Volkswagen, that might also have to scale back their venture in China if they can't get this drop to turn around. Because we have seen evidence that Tesla's loss in sales in China was of course because of the shutdown of the Model Y production, which we can clearly see on this chart from Roland. Model 3 is pretty steady, but the Model Y dropped out of the sky and people were screaming demand problem as they shut down their factory's production line of the Model Y. And then in March we can see that the Model Y suddenly shot up like a rocket again, getting back to over 75,000 units in March. I don't think we need more evidence to know that Tesla sales that have dropped off a cliff in China was all because of the lack of supply, not the lack of demand. And we continue to get what seems like daily videos on post about how good Tesla's full self-driving system has become. And this week was no exception. We had a Tesla employee that is working on Optimus that rode on X. This week I drove to Napa and back, close to 200 miles on full self-driving. I think I had a max a couple of intervention, and they were both comfort related, meaning not necessary per se. My car took me through my neighborhood's winding, hilly streets, got on the highway, navigated San Francisco's weekend road mess, crossing the Bay Bridge, stopped at a Supercharger, and then headed straight to my destination in Napa. The way back was just as clean, this time over the Golden Gate Bridge. I have relatives with me and they couldn't believe it. They said it drove smoother than any of us. Thanks, Dad. Most people just haven't realized yet that this technology actually exists now and you can get it in your own Tesla car. The moment it goes entirely unsupervised will be wild. Massive engineering push for a decade by the team. And Elon also tuned in and wrote, "It's hard to believe until you try it." And so many people have never tried it. Most people here in Europe that I know don't even know it exists. And this ride is of course all impressive all on its own. But when you then think about Waymo that has been operating robotaxis in San Francisco for years, they can't do a trip like what Milan just did here, because they can't drive over the Golden Gate Bridge or anywhere else outside of San Francisco. They can only drive in downtown San Francisco and not take unprotected left turns or go on the highway. So sure, Waymo is celebrating they are starting to map another city in Japan, but Tesla doesn't need to map anything and add countries or continents at the same time. Tesla's full self-driving supervised is in all of the US and soon to be unsupervised, and all of China has supervised, and soon most of Europe will have supervised. And Waymo is working one city at a time, and after 7 years of robotaxi, they have 7 cities. How people can look at these two technologies and think they are in competition with one another is beyond my understanding. And Sawyer also shared an exciting full self-driving that he has been on, as he wrote, "Just did a 50-mile trip on full self-driving supervised version 13.2.8, not a single disengagement. Roundabouts, complex heavy traffic situation, off and on ramp, dense urban areas, construction zones, etc. And it was raining the whole time. It handled it all smoothly and comfortably. And it's not just Elon that is optimistic and doubling down on the June event, so does Tesla." As Tesla replied to this post that said, "Tell me, where can I find a robotaxi?" And Tesla wrote, "In Austin, soon." Oh yes, it is happening. And I squeezed the last short news topics into this new show. Yes, it's time for the Tesla shorts. EV clinic that repair EV battery packs wrote on X. "Did you know that out of 50 to 80 different battery systems we have analyzed so far, Tesla system is the easiest to restore, but it requires expert level knowledge. Yes, Tesla's engineering is just top level no matter what you are looking at." And we had another great example of Tesla's full self-driving doing some real thinking here.
This is a very tough scenario ahead. We're supposed to make a left turn at the next street, but there's an accident that's blocking the intersection. The first thing you'll notice is that it did not move into the left-hand turn lane because it knew oncoming cars were using that lane to go around the accident. It decides to make its move after this next car passes, even showing intention by continually creeping into the intersection. Then does one final check to make sure the person in front of us is stopping. He waves us through and it continues. This moment literally gave me chills. It was input for input, exactly what I would have done, except probably honestly better.
And BYD Executive Vice President Stella Lee has been awarded the 2025 World Car Person of the Year, becoming the first female recipient and the first representative of a Chinese brand to receive this prestigious honor. The award was presented at the New York International Auto Show, underscoring BYD's growing influence in the global EV landscape, a historic moment for BYD and a step forward for the future of transportation. Congrats to Stella and BYD. And Tesla still amazes people that have not experienced them before, and this time around it was Andrew Tate, who has been hating on Tesla before, that got to experience the Cybertruck.
It's really directional. It changes, the turning circle's super tight.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That was roller coaster.
Woo! Yeah, it's quick.
No, that's actually really fun. It's too big to do that.
Okay, that floored me. I'm not gonna lie.
Wow.
It's supposed to be mad quick.
What? Okay, this is weird. This is weird.
Move, fat Romanian. Or you get run over.
Whoa!
This shit's cool to see all the cars. It's scanning all the cars. See the cars coming even ahead of these cars. It's detecting them all. And I bet if you go through these settings and shit, it's full of super cool stuff. It's very directional. It's very pointy. I'm surprised by how pointy it is. I didn't expect it to move like that.
Look, everyone's running to get out of the way of you driving.
Look how it scans all the cars, the traffic. That is wild.
And it shows people, too.
Yeah.
Look, there's a kid.
Romanian brokey. If it was really good, it was
He's really
Romanian
right there.
Brokey.
First impression?
You know what? It's annoying because I can already see myself getting used to driving this.
Yeah.
It's so easy.
Yes, the best everyday car is simply just a Tesla. They are fun, they are easy to live with, and did I say fun? Yes, people that don't like Teslas are usually people that have not tried one. And don't forget to keep an eye on Brian White from Future ASA, as he is right now in China at the Shanghai Auto Show. So he will no doubt have a lot of videos coming out from that event with a lot of cool information and probably a few interviews if I know Brian right. So stay tuned on his channel and go subscribe so you don't miss out of any of his upcoming videos. And if you have not seen his first video about the Huawei flagship store for EVs, where his key takeaway was,
oh no,
definitely check it out and give the man a big like for going all the way over to Shanghai to keep us all informed. And another one bites the dust, as Alex shared on X. Austria is closing its hydrogen fueling station. Wow, call me surprised. Many billions have been wasted on technology that clearly has no future. Yes, exactly, as I've also showed this happened in my country. All hydrogen stations has been closed. I have reported that Toyota sold 33 hydrogen cars in the US in all of Q1. Yeah, the government and companies should really stop wasting money on this technology for transportation. It simply just doesn't make sense. There is a reason why something like 95 to 98% of all hydrogen used in steel and fertilizer is made on site, because it's not easy to transport. But people think it will work for transportation. Just that little fact should tell you all you need to know about this technology for transportation. But yet another hydrogen project that has been killed. And Tesla Sweden is still dealing with a number of strikes due to the conflict with IF Metal. But the electric vehicle maker seems to be getting better at overcoming the union's efforts. Tesla's clever workaround has resulted in network owner Telgen Nat apologizing to the unions after 2 new superchargers was opened despite the sympathy strike of the Electricana Union and SECO. Yes, I don't think IF Metal had imagined who they were up against when they started their strike in October 2023. And despite their strike, Tesla still managed to have the best-selling EV in Sweden in 2024 by far and had almost 22% BEV market share in Sweden. I don't think the people of Sweden have the unions back, as what the unions are angry about here is blocking chargers for every EV owner, not just Teslas. I think this is hurting the union more than it's hurting Tesla. And I will bet you that the union will give up long before Tesla will. And Tesla wrote, "Quiet please. The machines are learning," showing some pictures of their Dojo computer. And Philip Powers also shared the post and wrote, "Feeding the data to our mothership with every Tesla delivery. Honored to play a small part in this pivotal moment for humanity." Yep, and people still think Tesla is just a car company. And speaking of Tesla the car company, Tesla has also shared a new picture of Optimus robot. Maybe we are looking at Gen 3 Optimus. But anyway, Optimus seems to be looking at the Cybercab. And Tesla Japan announced a new pop-up store in Shibuya, Tokyo, located just minutes walk from Shibuya Station and the famous crosswalk. And they even had Optimus in the window, welcoming people into the store. Nice. And if you are wondering what is going on with the semi-truck factory, well, Singler got you covered. And as you can see, there is basically a whole factory up now. But if you want to learn all the great details, go check out Singler's video on X. And Jeff Lutz had a Tesla experience with their service centers and the whole integrated software part, as he wrote. "Dropped Cybertruck off for service this morning. Summer wheels swap. Drop-off took 3 minutes in total. My car and my phone app knew I arrived. Cybertruck loaner waiting appeared in my app. Seat, climate, infotainment settings appeared. I said, 'Take me home,' and full self-driving drove me home." Only with a Tesla. And Tesla Model 3 recently captured the title of the most economical electric vehicle to own in a new study performed by research firm Sotheby. The standard Tesla Model 3 is the most economical electric vehicle to drive in 2025, with an usable battery capacity of 57.5 kilowatt hours and a real-world range of 260 miles. It costs just $3.6 to drive 100 miles. That translates into an impressive 2,781 miles per $100 of electricity, making it the most efficient choice for an EV owner nationwide. And the second best was the long-range Tesla Model 3, and if we then combine that with the maintenance and repair costs we have talked about before, where Tesla again won in a study done by Consumer Reports, that Tesla cost the least to maintain and repair, and the German brands cost the most. Tesla is just the most value for money you can get, no matter how you look at it. And Grok 3 takes on ChatGPT and wins on transparency. Cyber News called it one of the best AI tools of 2025. Grok 3 via XAI comes with real-time data from X and an attitude, and a feature called Deep Search that walks you through its thought process. Unlike other bots, Grok 3 doesn't dodge controversial topics. It multitasks code, chat, and writes with source links. It's open, honest, and fast. Yep, definitely the best tool that I have got for research in a very long time. And you have probably seen that Matt from CarWow might have ruined his reputation with a new video, as Sawyer wrote on X. Despite the new Model Y winning in nearly every category in his video, on price, performance, storage, handling, charging, range, Matt says the BYD Sea Lion wins. I watched his review for 10 years and he has been very objective in the past, but this bias against Tesla is pretty clear in the video. And Matt in the video said it's because he doesn't want to be a sheep. you are not really a sheep if you just do an honest review. But it seems like CarWow got so much hate, even from people that didn't like Tesla, but the review was just so dishonest. They later came out with an apology saying it was an editor mistake. The real winner of the test was the Tesla Model Y. Now that was a lot of backpedaling, trying to save their reputation. And it looks like Tesla is getting really close to opening their diner Supercharger station. Screens are working and chargers installed, so it seems like it is only the diner itself that still needs the finishing touches. And don't forget, we are 2 days away from not a Tesla earning call, but Tesla's company update, as Tesla has chosen to call this quarter's earnings call. So we might get more than just an earnings call. So can't wait to see what else they might be updating us about. So definitely don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because I will of course bring you all the news. And before we end up with a bit of fun, I just want to make a quick shout out to my new supporters of this channel. My new YouTube members, Historic33, Sam Moore, and Gaze Hawath, or something like that. Sorry for butchering your names. Thank you so much for all your support. I am doing this all by myself, but you guys are all the producers of this new show. Thank you. And let's end off with a bit of fun. We know that legacy automakers are in trouble in China, so here is a little video of their new method to try to get more sales out the door. That is all we have time for in this new show. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button. It really does help this video out a lot so others can find it on YouTube. And if you did like it, maybe you want to consider hitting that subscribe button, notification bell, so you don't miss out on future videos just like this one. And if you're already a subscriber to the channel, thank you so much for the support. But if you want to support the channel even more, remember you can, for as little as $1, become a patron of this channel, or become a member of the YouTube channel to get a shout out as some extra perks like early access, ad-free versions of my videos, exclusive videos. So hit the members button or check out Patreon to find out more. And don't forget to follow me on X. I post pretty much all the news as it comes out and a lot more. And check out the merch store to get some merchandise and support the show. It is also possible to support the show without becoming a member or a patron. There is a donation option down below or on my website bestintesla.com. You can also become an executive producer and get news articles, exclusive videos, behind the scenes, and access to all my research charts and spreadsheet, also on bestintesla.com, or as simple as hitting the super like button. And thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and be nice.